Okay, so this is a product I've been interested about that I actually didn't know that they were dropping, and it is the Studio Display XDR. So Apple just killed the Pro Display XDR after nearly 7 years of that legendary, very expensive 32-inch 6K monitor, and now it's gone. And in its place is the brand new Studio XDR, and I have thoughts. The panel is a 27-inch 5K Retina XDR display, and that's around 218 pixels per inch. The big upgrade here is the backlit, a mini LED system. So this enables it to have 2000 nits peak brightness. And for reference, the Pro Display XDR topped out at 1600. So this display will be a little bit brighter than the old version. The Studio XDR finally gets 120 hertz. And so that means the screen is going to be able to adapt depending on what you're doing. If you're scrolling, that means it's going to ramp up to 120 to make it feel smooth. And then if you're just sitting there, it's going to drop to save energy, which is super nice and gives you more of that pro feel. It's got two Thunderbolt 5 ports in the back and one that provides 140 watt charging for your MacBook. And so this will be nice, especially now that everything is USB-C. So everything will be all in one. It's got the 12 megapixel center stage camera at the front with desk view support, a 3 microphone array, and a 6 speaker system with spatial audio and Dolby Atmos. This is going to be a good speaker for the display that you're going to be getting. Some people will still want to buy an extra speaker, but these speakers should be good for you. And this is a big one. Instead of Apple charging you $1,000 for a stand, it actually comes included this time. And so it's going to be able to tilt and be height adjustable. And so that is included in the price, which will be nice because with the Pro Display XDR, that was not the case. You had to buy it separately and that was really expensive. So it'd be nice to have it included. The Pro Display or the new Studio XDR display is going to be starting at $1,700, which is a little bit cheaper, but a lot of the specs are going to be better. And it's crazy to think that that display was out for nearly 7 years. And so it's good that we're finally getting a refresh for it. And I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this one. And finally, the MacBook Pros. And they have gotten an update, which we've been waiting for a while. We know that they launched the M5 chip back in September. But now they just launched the M5 Pro and the M5 Max chip, which are going to be awesome. All right, so these new chips are built on something that Apple hasn't done. It's called the M5 Pro and the M5 Ultra chips are built on Apple's new design chip layout that combines two 3nm dies into a single system on a chip. Apple calls it Fusion architecture. Think of it as two brains in one package connected by very fast eternal links. And so Apple is continuing to scale what they can do with their chips. And so this year they are just even getting faster. And we're getting to a point where I don't know how much smaller we're going to be able to make a chip be, because you can only go so small, and then you're just going to have to just make the chip bigger to get more power and more all that stuff. So we'll see as the years go on. Maybe 5 years down the line, we'll just start seeing the chips get bigger because they've made everything so small. They're just going to have to make a bigger chip. But it is interesting as technology gets better and more advanced, they're able to do cooler and cooler things. Both chips offer an 18-core CPU with 6 upper cores. These are the highest performance cores Apple has ever made, plus 12 performance cores. Apple claims the world's fastest single-threaded CPU performance, and that basically just means things launch faster and you're going to have a faster experience. So get ready for that. The GPU performance, the M5 features up to 60-core GPU, and the Max goes all the way up to 40-core GPU. There's also a neural accelerator built into each GPU, which means this basically just helps the AI task. We know that Apple is gearing up to have their LLM drop from Google's Gemini that they're going to be incorporating into their products hopefully this summer. And so everything now is going to be geared toward helping the computers, the products handle the AI that will be in it. For memory, it has 64 gigs of memory, and the Max chip can go all the way up to 128, that's a lot. And so if you get that, you'll be cruising for a long time and probably won't have to upgrade your computer for years. if I'm guessing, because that's a lot. We do know that storage and memory is expensive, so just be ready for that. I mean, it always has been for Apple, but just keep that in mind. When it comes to storage, you can go all the way up from 1 terabyte, even up to 4 terabytes, which will be nice. I'll put the storage capacities up on the screen, but it'll be nice to be able to have a lot of storage. And people who are buying these Pro and Max chips are going to be doing stuff that are Pro, so having a lot of storage will definitely make the workflows a lot easier, and you won't have to try and figure out all the different storage options, at least in the beginning. I know some people do like to do that, which it is nice, but being able to have the option to have a lot of storage on your computer can just keep it running smoother and cleaner for longer. Apple claims to have the battery run about 24 hours, which is a slight step from at least the Airs, which they claim about 22. It's always good just to have your charger around you, especially if you're doing hard tasks. The battery can drain pretty easily. When it comes to the design, it's still the aluminum frame, and it still comes in the 2 colors. You got gray and space black, which honestly for a computer is all I want, especially when you're tapping into those Pro computers. I'm not gonna want one of those neo colors like the citrus, having it bright yellow. I think it might be cool for a couple days, but having just a simple gray or dark gray black computer is all you need, and it keeps it sleek and minimal. Pricing can be anywhere from starting at $2,100 to $3,800. So just depending on the chip and the size of the computer that you're buying is going to be a factor when it comes into your price. If you're in video editor or you're doing a lot of rendering or things in that nature, know that the MacBook Pros are going to be for you, especially if you're on the run. You don't necessarily have a place to just have a desk and to keep everything there. So the MacBook Pro is going to be for you, especially when you upgrade to the Pro or Max chips. I'm curious on your thoughts on the iPhone 17e, the new MacBook Air refresh. We got the Pro Display, the Studio Display XDR, and the new MacBook Pros. Comment down below your favorite things of one of these products, or if you liked all of them, let me know down below what you liked, what you didn't like, and if you guys found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.